Hi YouTube, Coinpicker here. Here are my thrift store finds for the past couple weeks. I got another jewelry bag only because I saw a couple watches in it. So I tossed out the junky stuff and did find some silver. This is marked 925, made in Mexico. Right in there. And this also says 925, a broken necklace. And with the coupon, I think I paid like 16 bucks for this lot. And this watch, they're both mechanical. This one's an Elgin, pretty thin, still runs. And I think it's gold filled on the bracelet and case. And next is a Gruen Precision 17 jewel watch, Swiss made. And it runs as well, but something is wrong with the date mechanism. So one of these days I have to look into that. Pretty cool. Starting to like watches. Next, found this little medallion about the size of a quarter, and it is from the Italian Navy. See their coat of arms, and it's depicting 3 battleships. And it cost me probably about $5. And I think spot value was like 6 at the time. So got it, under spot. And basically it is a training mission or campaign medal from the research I did on this. And it is marked sterling, 925. And we have some Italian hallmarks right there. I thought it was pretty cool. And also for jewelry, found this sterling bracelet. It's not Tiffany, it's just some generic one, but it is marked 925. And it was under spot, $6.99. I think I weighed it. It was about roughly about $14 worth of silver. What else is there? Some other silver items. For $2.99, got this little miniature pitcher, and it's hallmarked at the bottom. See, there's a crown, and it says, TPP, I believe. But I could not find anything around it that said silver or 925. But it just has that silver look. Very thin, some easy to make dings. Just has that, clean silver look. But, $3, can't go wrong. It looks cool anyways. Also, got some weighted silver. This vase, and it was only $5. And right there, it's totally marked 925 with the lion from England. And it has that Birmingham mark, the anchor. Didn't check on the date mark yet, but I'm assuming it's like turn of the century, like 1915 or something like that. Found some art glass as well. It is marked, it was only 99 cents. And it is marked RHAG, Robert Held Art Glass. Basically a Canadian artist. And these things usually go for about $25 to $30 online. So pretty cool for $1. I guess the people working at the thrift store just thought it was some cheap dollar store item, you know, like made in China. But nope, it's local made, handmade. Pretty cool. Also found this vintage Anchor Hawking Fire King mug made in the USA. McDonald's for Canada. You see the maple leaf there. It says, "Good morning, Canada." 99 cents, mint condition. Actually, when I was at the thrift store, I saw 4 of these, like a whole set, and each one had, you know, like a little imperfection, like some scratches or little, they call, what do you call it, flea bites, like tiny little chips. So I put them back on the shelf, and later looking around, I saw this one tucked amongst the other cups and bowls and whatnot, and it was in perfect shape. So I bought this one, and some young lady actually bought the other 4, because when I turned around, it was like, you know, all gone. But yeah, didn't want to bother with the others. I just want a perfect example, just for the heck of it, you know. Maybe I'll trade it down the road. But yeah, very nice, very vintage. And yeah, I mean, I've seen these sell for about $20 to $25 online. Found an underground comic book from 1995, and it is The Biologic Show, #1, January 1995. So actually there was an issue 0 and then #1, and then they stopped making it. I think they did one reprint of this one as well as the issue before it. But it's one of those like underground comic books where I guess these days it's not a big deal, but back then it was very weird and unusual subjects, like I don't know, you have to look at this comic book to know it's like really weird. But I couldn't find many comparables online on this comic book, but it looks to be, like in this condition, probably like a $50 comic book. That's just my educated guess here. But there was no pricing, and I had to bring it to the lady at the thrift store that does pricing. And, you know, like it's such a thin comic book, and it's you know, in decent shape, but with comic books, you want the least amount of handling. So every time I had to pass it to one of the ladies to get to the lady that prices it, you know, I was like having a heart attack because, you know, I was asking them, please do not bend it. You know, people who collect comic books do not want more bends on the spine or, you know, anywhere else, right? So luckily it survived, but, you know, yeah, comic books, really delicate, right? Yeah, so if I got that for $2. Actually, this is not a thrift store find. I actually got this from the bank, which was across the street from the thrift store. I had to pop in, and the teller said they had something. Well, she had something for me, and she offered me the silver quarter, 1964, Canada. So our quarters in Canada, the last silver ones were in 1968. And that final year was only 50% silver, but prior years it was 80% silver. So that was cool. She gave it to me at face value. It's been a long time since I got silver from the tellers, so that was a really nice surprise. But I've saved the best for last. Got this advertising tin from the thrift store. Once I saw it, I snapped it up right away. $2.99. I think it's like from 1920s, roughly. It says forest and stream tobacco. from the Empire Tobacco Company, part of the Imperial Tobacco Company of Canada. And yeah, it's pretty old. It's in okay shape, I'd say it's very good. A little bit of fading. I think originally this should be like bright red, but at least it survived. There's some remnants of, I guess like the tobacco tax label or sticker. But yeah, for $3, I think it's worth probably about 50 bucks, maybe more. But yeah, first time I ever found one of these at the thrift store. So this is the first. Definitely love this kind of stuff. I've seen it in books and in museums. But yeah, first time I actually picked one up myself. So that was cool. And found what I've been looking for a long time. This is a nice wooden case with brass fittings that was only $19.99, and just at the right place at the right time. The thrift store lady, she said that she just pulled it from the back, and I saw it on the counter, knew what it was right away, had to have it. It's basically a 1920s mahjong set made for the West. So made in China for North America, or I guess Europe, North America, Canada. And it's a complete set, as far as I could see. This is a little container for these little dice. And yeah, someone took time to carve and color this sort of river scene with houses. I don't think it came that way. I think someone modified it after they had it. But yeah, it's a Chinese gambling game. Just like instead of cards, they use physical tiles. It's little bone and bamboo tiles. Let's see if I can pull these out. Yeah, really cool. Let's see. No, not dove. Oh yeah, dovetailed. And yeah, they just play. It's like sort of a game of poker in a way. So you got like 3 of kinds and flushes, different suites. So it's like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, all the way up to 90,000. So yeah, this was only 20 bucks. And so it's almost 100 years old. I think this is for their points system, little bone tallies. But yeah, really cool box. Fittings are really neat. The only thing is it's missing its faceplate. It's like another piece of wood with the name Mahjong or some auspicious words or characters carved into it. And it's supposed to slide down over here. That's why these fittings, little pull tabs, door pulls, go flush. So the board would just slide in the front and sort of cover it all up. But I did go back there a couple times to see if they ever found that plate. Sometimes things get separated, but no, unfortunately it was not there. The lady said if she ever found it, she would just give it to me. But hey, 20 bucks. So there's a little bit of damage, a little bit of wood loss here for where the door slides through. But I think if it was in perfect condition, this set would be selling online about $600 to $700. As is, I'm figuring about $250 to $300. I've seen online that some people try to sell just the tiles and all the little pieces without the box for about $200. And a box without any of the tiles and game pieces. They were asking about the same as well, like another listing. So this basically, I could strike it off of my thrift store bucket list. I always wanted one of these, but I didn't want to pay full price, of course. But have a look, it's pretty cool. Pretty good find. Well, actually, all these are pretty good finds. Well, a lot of different unique items. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Coinpicker out.